Thing is,
Hello.
right, exactly.
Hello,
if I
people.
talk, I'd say no interrupting. So if I talk continuously for 2 hours and no one interrupts, I'm not interrupting, am I?
I know that you could do that, couldn't you?
Foiled again. Oh well.
Good evening, evening peeps in YouTube land. Show's got off to a great start when 40% of the guests haven't turned up, which is always great.
Someone's done the maths, haven't they?
Yeah, 2 guests have not turned up, so it's downhill from
Luckily,
now.
luckily, it's the 2 that we don't like. Sarcasm on 1 minute.
Yeah, it's the 2 that bring the least to the table. So
yeah, the funny one and the intelligent one. Who needs their bollocks anyway?
Yes, who needs their shit? Who needs their shit?
Exactly.
Hello, everybody. In we had 5 viewers then, and then it just dropped off to 1. So it's almost like. So they went, oh dear.
Relentlessly
honest.
Negative, isn't it?
So honest.
Tuning in, you're watching the conversation, mate.
I'm sorry.
What?
Are you watching something else, Demon?
That was me bringing up your live stream now.
Oh, so
there you
it's
go.
Echo.
So that's your.
Yeah.
Oh, not Echo Base Network.
Yeah, where are they? Echo, where are you? Where we
you
need
out
you?
there, Echo Base, with your notepads, your ideas.
Cynical Lindsay, if we did invite you to come on the show, but it does help if you let us know your contact details because, you know, the internet's quite big.
Subtly blaming Lindsay.
What would she be under if you... I want to know.
C for cynical.
You'd think Cynical Lindsay or Cynical. No. So
Lindsay the Cynical?
No.
Sir Lindsay? Madam Lindsay of Cynical Land? This link probably won't work.
Women can't live with them. Can't live without.
Well, the first bit's true.
Anyway, Demon, how are you, my friend?
Well, I'm slightly knackered because I've been for a run and it's really mild out. It's like the mildest day ever in the history of the world. So
really?
I was wrapped up.
Wow,
like it's still the depths of winter.
Extremely mild. The extremes of mildness.
Father's got the heating on and fucking hell, I'm melting.
I had to turn my heating all the way down because it was still on, like, you know, from a couple of weeks ago when we were freezing. But now it's, you know, I didn't even need it on at all, really. But waking up.
Spring and springtime for lockdown is coming.
Springtime for lockdown and Kennedy. Thumbs down is ratioed for you and me. Are you both going to church? Not you. Okay. Just checking. I literally am in the garage. You get a sound effect of a car in a minute. I think they're trying to poison me with the fumes.
How are you today, Captain
Cockney.
Spockney?
Captain Spockney, pumped. I'm ready for extreme violence at the drop of a hat. I'm good to go. The Martini Enfield is loaded, and we're keeping an eye on the horizon. But I think this Carano thing and their reaction to it by certain people online is the last straw. I declare Western civilization to be totally effed. It's over.
Yeah,
it's over, everyone.
It is. The big Carano video's coming out tomorrow, isn't it? The big interview.
Oh, that's exciting. It's so exciting.
Oh, there goes the car. You could have run me over. You missed your chance. There goes the motor.
Matt, what channel is it on? It's on one of these. It's her mucker who's doing the film, isn't it? Who's doing the film?
On the Daily Wire, yeah.
Right. Is that a YouTube channel or is that an actual? Right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So drunk 3PO is going to be devastated.
Yeah. Well, she's moved. I think she's moved on to other channels now, hasn't she? She's sort of done her bit. I mean, they're probably still in contact, but you know, she's got to be on
3PO, as you'll know, be now known.
Busy and got to be on other channels.
I still can't believe people churning out like 30-minute videos even now. I just fucking hell.
Yeah, it's been a few days. Sorry, I've been caught up in my soldiers. Otherwise, so it turns out the rumours of her being rehired, contrary to your video, Cockney Mockney Spockney, it seems that my video was a lie. That's right, my friends. My source had it on good authority that she was going to be hired back. But no, it turned out that I was out of whiskey and I needed the clicks. Oh, well, never mind. Suckers.
Yes, because of weather issues, videos have not been produced, giving us the full take it with a grain of salt truth.
Yeah, she's definitely not going back to Disney. I think that door is definitely closed. The horse is bolted.
Well, for the moment,
garage
anyway,
door's shut.
if they suddenly sorted out Disney, cut out the Rock, Jon Favreau was actually put in sort of a decent amount of charge of Disney, and The Mandalorian was so popular that it couldn't be assailed, and they had to keep producing it. And they basically begged Favreau to stay there, and he said, "On one condition, I'll bring Gina Carano back for one episode, then maybe."
That's a fuckload of ifs, but wow, if it happens, that rumor would be true. She is back at Disney. Let Brooks currently take
Favreau's Libran, like me.
Uh-oh. Is she a Sagittarian then?
I don't know, but
Gina.
Favreau will hate the injustice of it all, the unfairness.
Yeah,
not enough to do anything about it, though.
He will, well...
He doesn't care. As long as his bread's buttered, as long as his cocaine train's still coming in at 8 o'clock every Friday.
The thing about Librans...
Come up with your own idea, Favreau, you fat fudge.
The thing about Librans... Librans have to go through all the options several million times before they make a decision.
Her. I could leave her being fired.
But once they've made the decision, there's no turning back. So
she's not coming back. It's not his decision. He doesn't know. He's balanced, that's for sure.
I think he'll be well fucked off. He'll be properly seething because, if anything, it's unfair. It's unfair.
His casting was her idea.
Quite frankly, Mr. Favreau's emotional state is quite irrelevant, as is everyone's. They're going to need to really.
Idea, rather.
He's, Favreau's upset. Well, can we measure his upsetness on plot it on a graph?
Why doesn't
upset enough to do anything? Is he? No.
Disney should just sell Lucasfilm to Favreau for $1.
It'll be worth losing Western civilization and Eastern, all the civilization and the middle bit, just to get rid of Disney. Definitely a bathwater. It's worth losing a few babies to get rid of the
as I said, I've been watching a few Midnight's Edge video today with all the kind of Kathleen Kennedy fallout. And
that was
video
good. Quite
comments.
like that. Nice and concise.
All the
info.
Yeah, I commented. Reason why Disney will always kind of win.
Money.
2 words. Digital babysitter. Or is that 3 words?
I think it's 2.
That's their thing. That's their what would you call it? Their stake in the ground that stops people from removing it because everyone's got kids, and it keeps the kids quiet.
Digital babysitter. Yeah. I know. Cheap babysitter at that. Hail,
what's wrong with the flumps?
Ew.
She was his character, not a Kathleen creation. I'm not surprised. It'll be.
Yeah,
I don't think
her. He created the role especially for her. She didn't go through any casting. She just came straight into that role.
I genuinely think we've not heard the last. Something will happen. Something will happen.
Well, she'll go on to.
I mean, let's look at it this way. Mark Hamill said he was done with Star Wars 2 years ago. He said that he hated the whole thing. He's out. He's never playing Luke again. And then what happens in The Mandalorian?
Pops in.
Yeah,
pops in for a bit of a chat and then away.
Yep. So never say never.
Never say never. Except you just did twice, and so did I. Yeah. It's one of those phrases. It thinks it's a clever phrase, but it isn't. Hardly ever say never. In fact, sometimes say never. When would you like an Ebola tip spear stuck up your ass? So
never.
Sometimes
tomorrow.
Right, so sometimes say never. Stop thinking about phrase, trying to sound clever by contradicting yourself. You're not. Sometimes say never. Rarely say never. It's the correct phrase from the Wayne timeline. Doesn't sound as clever, but it's actually more clever because it's correct. Rarely say never.
Or say never tomorrow. And of course, tomorrow never comes. So he's safe, basically.
Connery never said it, did he?
Yeah, I had a girlfriend called tomorrow. Hey.
Are you all right there, Matthew? Sounded like you had hiccups and laughing at the same time.
I did almost. I chugged a pint of water about half an hour ago.
Always feels weird when it's not beer.
That's horrible when that happens.
Yeah,
really horrible. Right. So we're all agreed. Tomorrow's video is going to be or stream or whatever it is with what's her face
Thingy.
I don't think she's going to pull any punches, and it's going to be fucking wonderful.
Yeah, I do wonder if she might though, because she might know that there's possibly an opportunity in the future to go back, but not for a while. So I'm wondering if she will sort of kind of skate over certain issues and maybe be a bit vague. I hope she's not, but I wonder if she does.
I'm sure Favreau will not take it personally at all.
No, well, I'm sure he fully understands.
I'm sure. They're mates, aren't they? So anyway, okay. Watch this space. Watch this space.
The shareholders I feel sorry for. Things I never thought I'd hear myself saying. It's the shareholders I feel sorry for. Poor people investing their hard-earned coin into Disney and then finding out just before the shareholders meeting that Kathleen's been dicking about with the profits, selling off and killing off the most profitable and favourite character they've had in Star Wars since she started. No one likes Rey. Everyone likes Cara Dune. Do the math, Kathleen. This is a profit-based organisation, not a mouthpiece for your stupid feminist political agenda, you muppet.
Well done.
What about that video though? Got Rey showed on. Oh my god, that was embarrassing. Have you ever gone through and read those?
I think ironically, when she was kind of going on about, these women have excelled, blah blah blah, it's almost like by them being associated with her, it's almost like, kind of killing what little chance they've got of, progressing.
Killing in the name of.
Exactly. Fucking hell, yeah.
Exactly. I'd rather regress than get progress with Kathleen. She's basically not done feminism any favours, has she? She basically got ahead by making coffee for Mr. Spielberg, cappuccino for Mr. Lucas. That and opening a fucking great big gob in meetings. Oh, I know. Why don't we have Indiana Jones's hat on its side or at a jaunty angle? Oh, well done, Kathleen. Write that down. Oh, except you can't take shorthand, can you dizzy bin? I mean, what she actually done? She got apparently she got her first job, her first step forward in the industry by some feminist think tank. I've tried researching it online. There's very little information, but unless I'm making it up from complete thin air, I did hear that somewhere. So, any experts on the early career of Kathleen Kennedy, could you please confirm that she didn't even work for her first job? She was a shoo-in from the beginning.
I think
she's got a vagina.
Yeah,
which I've not yet seen.
She just was there to help out Spielberg at the fucking secretarial level of
she
coffee.
Couldn't even take notes. He's on YouTube right now saying
different days back then. Just
it's all about the coffee, wasn't it? But I mean, surely now the good news is her legacy will be basically a useless, hateful twat, and not in a good way. Because she's done nothing, has she? And
she hasn't, other than destroy people's entertainment, dreams, aspirations.
Her entire tenure has just been linked to negativity right from the start, hasn't it? There's been nothing good to come out of her time there.
Depending on what side of the fence you're on, obviously. But
well, yeah. But the majority are going to say no. She's driven it into the ground, which she has.
It's just...
Exactly. So there you go.
Why doesn't she,
Kathleen? Hope you're happy.
Why doesn't she just go gracefully?
Or just go.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because she's got too much information on the others. It's the only rational explanation.
Nothing lasts forever. She just needs to fucking go anyway. So anyway, fuck that shit. She just needs to go. So
there you go. But still, it's a fun shit show.
Watch this. Yeah, it's like Cruel says. How is she still there?
Still here, there, everywhere. How is she? That's the mystery. I want to know what dirt she's got, because she's got to have some.
She just needs to show a bit of maturity and realise that the good days are over. Time to move on.
Yeah, they're over when she got made head of Lucasfilm. Before Lucas sold it.
I wonder how George feels about all this. Because is his name?
I'd love to know. I mean, he's an investor, so he's not going to.
Why doesn't he just bite back, George?
Yeah,
just fucking bite back.
I don't think he's got $4 billion.
It's not worth $4 billion. It's not worth $4 billion.
But that's the thing. He didn't actually get paid.
That's what they'll sell it for.
Two pedantic corrections. One, it's 4.05 billion. And if anyone's like, "Oh, shut up, fucking Mockney," it's only 0.05 billion. Yeah, I think that's $50 million. So if anyone thinks $50 million is nothing, send a check to me right now. Point two, he actually only got half that in cash, the other half in Disney shares, or is it stock? So therefore not actual money. So unless he sold them immediately, that would have gone down. So does anyone know in detail? Did George Lucas sell his Disney $2.025 billion worth of Disney stock the day that he sold Lucasfilm, or did he hold on to it watching the price plummet before his very eyes? Financial news at whatever time it is.
On 16 minutes, that's when all the viewers disappear.
Yep. Oh, look,
Right.
it's Alan Bastard. Good, let's move on to better things.
Yes, on 16 minutes. Yes, we're here to talk about Rik Mayall, legend that is
Sir
Rick.
Godlike Rick.
Oh,
You can hand
Rick,
out VCs
Rick,
for being
Rick,
a
Rick.
comedian. Rick, the people's poet. Kevin
With a
Turvey,
silent P.
with a silent P.
Is it Rick with an R-I-C-K or is it R-I-K?
R.I.K. We
Yeah,
really do
silent
need some more
P,
guests
no
on
T.
here. I'm just messaging
Charming, that
Meggy.
is. Oh, yeah, he's sending out the messages now. I'm struggling with these two cunts. Rick, come on before they hear me.
Know your
Whoops.
place, mate. Know your place.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I'll be
yes.
doing a live show problem tomorrow on my channel, the real channel.
I wonder
So-
if Crew Alan want to come on.
So, Rik Mayall died far too young,
Question
In-
dodged.
in his 50s. Can you believe it? It was a heart attack when he was out running, wasn't it, Matt?
I don't know what killed him. You know, I don't think I ever heard what actually did it.
Yeah,
but-
I think it was. I had a look. I think it was a coronary. He had a heart attack after a
Right.
run. Apparently, he'd got
Because-
home, was feeling unwell, and I think his good lady found him on the floor in the living room.
Oh, it's tragic.
I think he had a massive heart attack by
Oh,
the
that is
sound of it.
tragic.
Mate, it's too young to go. Bloody
It
our
really is.
age.
It is. It is our age. It is our age.
It's why it's
So-
important to keep on top of your health, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So obviously that's the picture of Alan Bastard. That was just the kind of generic picture I was going to use for the
Mr.
intro.
Mayall.
We'll just go through things periodically or in sequence,
Yep. Kevin
we'll just-
Turvey, an early classic.
and we'll just see how we get on. Because when I had a look at the internet database, movie database, fucking hell, he's been in so much stuff. Some of the later films and TV series he's been in. Didn't even realize he was on because I kind of tailed off after Bottom, literally.
Yeah, I kind of did as well.
Yeah, but he still had
Brown stopped at
so.
bottom.
You've always got to stop at bottom, mate.
Yep. Especially if you're brown.
Look after your top tip. Look after your bottom, folks, and it will look after you. So yes, Kevin Turvey. Yes, so he was on. I think if I
New
remember
Faces.
rightly,
No, it's Lenny Henry. He was at
If I-
the comedy store, or it was some at the time famous young, new, hip, alternative comedy nightclub, and he was spotted there. Is that the story? I've done no research. This is just on what I think I know already.
I don't know that, but I was going to say Kevin Turvey popped up on the BBC Two comedy series in the early '80s. A Kick Up the '80s.
Kick up the 80s.
It was like kind of an investigator report thing, wasn't it? That he kind of popped up for a couple of minutes during the show.
Sure, yeah, go with that. No one else knows. Who cares?
Well, I always remember watching that when I was a kid. Yeah, because the BBC Two comedy stuff was always good. And I was lucky enough to be able to watch all the kind of BBC stuff, like Not the 9 o'clock news and kind of Kick Up the 80s and all that stuff. So
It was all a
That
little
was-
bit edgy, wasn't it? A little bit edgy.
yeah, that was probably the first time I'd seen Rik Mayall. Probably looking back. Matt, same for you or a bit too young for you?
I've heard of Kick Up the 80s, but I never saw it. So I think it was after my bedtime back then.
I think it was
After
a
the Watershed?
Scottish produced Scottish BBC.
Was it?
I'm sure it was. Yeah. Tracy Ullman was in it.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm just gonna have a quick look this up because it might
Yeah, have a
jar some
look.
memories.
Because
Yep,
if I
live
look,
research.
if I look, my computer will just explode into a million parts.
Yeah, your computer's busy frying up our eggs on toast, so you let it.
It is. It is.
Don't multitask it.
Yeah. Tracy Ullman. Yeah, there's Rik Mayall. Yeah, okay. It's on YouTube. There's loads of videos.
Yeah. Who else
Miriam
was in it?
Margolyes.
Yes. She was in Blackadder as well, wasn't she?
Yeah. It's like they're all in the same sort of group, aren't they?
Yeah. I was genuinely surprised when I saw her was in Kick Up the 80s because it was 40 years ago. Jesus.
Jeepers. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I was 7 then in that case, or 8 rather.
So yeah, that lasted for 3 years. Yeah, so that was the kind of first time, as I said, we'd seen Rik Mayall. So just kind of popping up in his, if I remember rightly, he was on a black leather chair, and it was Kevin Turvey Investigates.
Oh, Kevin Turvey Investigates. That rings a bell. Yeah.
Yes. And then, so on to this.
The young ones, the classic.
That was pretty huge, wasn't it, that show?
I always remember school the following day was, did you see the young ones?
Oh, God. Yeah, everyone had seen it. None of us were supposed to see it because we were all way too young.
Yeah.
Everyone had seen it.
BBC Two.
Yeah.
Cockney, have you seen this? Do you know what it is?
Do I? As mentioned on last week's show, I just got the DVDs again. But yeah, funnily enough, I wasn't allowed to watch it because my mum said, all right, I'll give it 5 minutes, and then they're up to their usual hijinks. She's like, no, off with that, bollocks. So all the kids were talking about it except me because I hadn't seen it because I wasn't allowed.
Oh,
But
you were
I
left
caught up
out
with it
then. Oh,
later.
dear.
Yeah, so there you go. Sad but true. Bit of early censorship there. Should have just... Well, did we even have a video back in those days? Was it about, when did it come out? 82, 83? It was early 80s, wasn't it? Very different from the late 80s.
Yeah. How many series were there?
Two,
Two. It was
Only two,
1982. I remember there was a bit of a gap in between the series, but
So yeah, at 12, you utter bastard. And
now
the violence and the yeah. In fact, I'll have to get the boy to watch it. He's the right age for it. I'm going to make him watch the young ones.
we would have had a VHS at the time, so I can't ever remember taping it though.
No, why not?
I don't know, because we would have had a VHS, but yeah,
It was just before we had a video recorder. I think we might have had a Betamax, and of course we just got rid of it because we couldn't rent any videos because nothing was out on Betamax. But you could record off the TV, which was useful.
Yeah.
It was just this massive clunky machine, and I didn't really know how to operate it properly. So even though it was on, I still missed all the episodes. I had to kind of they were on repeat, which is when I caught them, I think. Which is why I saw it later than, because I was still in primary school when it was on.
Primary, Jesus. Yeah, I was at high school. All I remember was we had never ever seen anything like it before.
Mm-hmm. It was all the swearing. No one had ever seen anything on TV with so much swearing in it. And when you look back, you sort of think to yourself, God, did they really say the C word and say the all these other sort of really hardcore swear words? And it's like, you go back and watch it. No, they didn't. They had piss, they had shit, they had bastard, poo, bum, and willy, dick. That's probably the extent of it.
Neil.
But it was pretty light. It was pretty light humor when you look at it compared to stuff to today.
Well, it is. I always remember it was kind of very comedic, as in slapstick, should I say? Kind of like roofs falling down and
that was it.
Explosions. Yeah,
zany, absurd slapstick, wasn't it? It was kind of just like a Three Stooges, but with swear words, basically.
But also some good wordplay as well. So I think they had all the different elements going on. Like Who's responsible? And then Mike, the cool person, oh, I'm pretty responsible, actually. Like, oh, that's subtle. That's making a pun of the same word. Now, that's comedy, folks.
No, it was a very clever show, though. All the dialogue in it between the characters and the idea behind the main story arc for each episode, it was all really, really clever. Like, best comedy. It looks stupid, but it's underneath, it's genuinely really clever.
Written by
takes
Ben
a lot of
Elton.
intelligence to look that stupid.
Yeah, exactly it. Yeah. Like The Simpsons. I tried getting older relatives into The Simpsons in the 90s, and they just looked at it and went, oh, it's stupid, and never watched it,
Not realised.
Couldn't understand. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was written by Ben Elton, wasn't it? Was it his missus? Was it his missus as well at the time?
Don't know. I know Ben Elton was involved.
It was.
Or was it Rik Mayall's missus?
It was, I believe it was, because I saw an interview with him where he was saying that was a nice bonus, basically, getting to do the young ones and meeting his missus.
Yeah.
Which we can't remember her name because we're all sexist pigs.
Was it Lisa
Mayer?
Mayer.
Done. Lisa Mayer. Well done, you. Well done.
I never knew that.
Good.
I never knew the name of his missus. I know he got a girl pregnant really young. I know that.
See, women can write good stuff, and that was in 1982.
All right. That's the perfect woman, really, isn't it? A hot comedian.
Who's
never go
funny.
out.
Yeah, I know.
Well, yeah, I do prefer my comedians funny, but I guess it isn't guaranteed.
Let's face it, it was probably the most un-PC show out there, but not in a bad way. There was no racism in it or anything like that. It made fun of all that negative stuff in society. It didn't actually promote it or feature it in any way. It was just taking the piss out of all that and doing it in a kind of obscure way. But it was really un-PC. You'd never get it shown today because it would just get completely complained off the air.
Even though it's funny.
Even though it's extremely funny. I'm sure they had plenty of complaints back then on points of view. Why?
I always...
why is the punk character always hitting his friends over the head
with a cricket bat?
With a cricket bat, exactly.
I always remember...
Let's play Jilly Botty.
Yeah. Hands up, who likes me?
Oh, it's such a great line. I love that one.
I always remember Motorhead performed as well.
The Ace of Spades.
They used to have bands, didn't they? Just random bands, like in the middle of the episode.
Madness. Was it House of Fun?
Yeah.
Motorhead.
Alexei Sayle as Bolofsky doing his Dr. Martens boots on.
Hello, boys. Mr. Bolofsky.
Yeah, I always remember an episode where Bolofsky he does his "It's time for the rent," and then he just goes into a stand-up routine.
Oh, so good. I used to love that, man. Alexei Sayle rocked.
Have you noticed the amount of biscuits named after revolutionary people in history, like the
Garibaldi?
Garibaldi.
Didn't he start? It was like doing this. Wasn't he like? He had like a Mussolini hat on, and he was doing the Nazi salute or something like that in one episode. It was so funny.
Oh my
Fantastic,
god!
Yeah.
If you can
from
remember,
East European to Scouse, I like there, mate.
Yeah, that's right. He was Liverpudlian. Yeah.
I've not seen the young ones in probably 30 years.
Oh, same. I really need to just make time and watch that show because it's worth it.
Recommend it. DVD available
for the folks at home on catch up. If we can remember it from this is 39 years ago it was out.
What?
And we can
39.
39 years ago, first series.
So Blade Runner time, basically.
Oh no.
Blade Runner and the other ones. You utter replicant.
You utter replicants.
Utter. Replicant with a silent R.
So it starred Rik Mayall as Prick. Sorry, Rick with a silent P.
Perfect casting.
Nigel Planer as Neil.
Perfect casting.
Adrian
Edmondson as Imperial Commander on the Dreadnought.
Vivian.
Perfect casting. But then, unfortunately...
And the other guy that nobody ever can remember.
Because we never liked him, because there was actually a specific person...
Starring as Mike.
Yeah,
he was just a straight guy, wasn't he? He never really did anything funny.
Yeah. I don't know if it was... See, I'm thinking about...
He was a player, though, wasn't he?
What else could he have done? Yeah, but there was even at the time...
Who'd never been out with women.
he was the weakest one. But I don't think he was the weakest character or the weakest. No disrespect to the actor, he probably did the best he could with the role. But apparently, it was meant to go to Peter What's-his face of the comic strip, but there was some personal problem between himself and one of the writers. But if I bothered doing my research, I'd have the full story. Cockney with a half story, but there's further truth in there. You look up the rest. But,
when did they do? When did they do the? Because the comic strip was comic strip before or after this, or at the same time?
I think slightly
1981.
After.
Okay,
Take it before.
Because Bad News was part of that, wasn't it?
Yes. They were pretty good. Bad News. They released a few singles, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they were really funny.
Yeah, the comic strip. These guys and French and Saunders and all them kind of lot were connected, weren't they?
Yeah, it was one big sort of network of comedians, wasn't it?
Yeah,
comedy connections,
like these alt comedians. Yeah,
because alternative comedy was huge back then. That was the explosion of the new wave of comedy.
It was like the Cambridge Footlights group, wasn't it? Because the Footlights Theatre in Cambridge, where all the toffee students go to, and they're all in with each other, like Fry and Laurie, and they all sort of go through that alumni, and the young ones were kind of like an unposh version of those guys, even though they still worked with them, because obviously Blackadder had Fry and Laurie in it, and Rik Mayall, and plenty of other characters that were all in the same comedy shows and doing the same stand-up together. Yeah,
because all this kind of alt wave of comedy was essentially the end of the traditional kind of Jim Davidson type of
Working
Mike
Reed,
yeah.
My mother's so ugly.
Bernard Manning kind of stuff, but because the traditional comedians had kind of had their day, hadn't they, in the late 70s, early 80s, and this was like
there was a real shift, wasn't it? Tangible cultural shift that they didn't quite have in the States, but I guess they didn't have working men's clubs and the North in the States, or not the North the way we got the North.
Yeah, so as we said, 2 series, 6 episodes apiece, couple of years in between the episodes. I just remember that both series as just being really, really great.
There wasn't a bad episode, was there?
Yeah, they could have probably even made another series, but they went they went off the cliff, literally, didn't they?
Literally, look out for Cliff! Spoiler alert! They all
Cliff.
I think there was something that they did afterwards. It might have been a comedy book or something. Adrian Edmondson and Rik Mayall did, called Bachelor Boys.
Oh.
I remember something like that. Oh no, just Google that now. Hold on.
Other search engines are available. DuckDuckGo.
Who was your favourite character out of the young ones, Courtney?
It'd have to be Rick, which luckily tying in today's theme. It was, I think, Rick.
That's nice.
But they're all good. They gelled well together. Even Mike the Cool Person.
Matt, who was your favourite?
Neil, every time. It was. I think he was the less. I don't know, because I was a little kid. I found everyone else to be a bit too
aggressive.
Yeah, aggressive and a little bit. What's the word? Abrasive.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, and they were a bit scary, even though they were hilarious. They were a bit scary. But Neil was kind of like, I could get on with Neil. He's quite chill,
Yeah, I guess he seemed nice as a person.
Yeah.
That's before, of course, I developed my hatred of hippies.
Yeah. But he was just
living among them.
He was just the funniest to me because he was just always beaten upon by the other guys, and I kind of he was a sympathetic character, but he was also like ridiculously pathetic. But you can't help but love him.
Do you think anybody liked Mike?
Not really. He didn't really do much, did he?
No, I think I'd probably go with my favourite character would be.
You've got to say Vivian now, just to round it out. You like Vivian?
I think I'd probably say Vivian, yes, but only just looking back. Yeah.
As an adult, when you look back, it's easy to pick Rick and Vivian, isn't it, as the favourites?
Yeah.
Because obviously in hindsight, they're the two that went on to do other things together.
Yeah, but obviously, nobody kind of liked Mike on 35 Minutes. So happy memories of the young ones. Very ahead of its time.
Yep,
Yeah,
I think I'll be
it's still
watching it
amazing now.
again.
Yeah, still amazing. None of the actors have been busted for anything like Jimmy Savile, which we won't mention. So I think it all goes
on down.
I think they're all, all the actors are very stand-up guys. Such a shame that we've lost, one of them, and they've always been amazing in everything they've ever done. So
literally stand-up comedians.
I'd probably say it's probably a masterpiece. Would you agree?
It is. Absolutely. I just think it gets better with age.
And they could have got another series out, definitely, but I think they bailed at the right time.
Wanted more.
That's it. That's the end. Go to bed, Spotty.
But there was, just as I was going to say, there was a book they released called Bachelor Boys, and it's the Young Ones book.
Oh yes.
And I've sent you guys the link to it, so you can have a look later. I'm going to see if I can buy that because I bet it's great. And I remember someone at school having it, and I never got to read it because it was just, it was too adult for me. But I'm going to get it now.
I'll ask Crual. Sorry, I'll just ask Crual Birab. Your favourite character from the Young Ones, my friend? Go on, Courtney.
I was going to say there is some extra jokes in that book. So if I remember, I don't think I had it, but I must have leafed through someone's copy. It's like, if you take the word Rick, rearrange the letters and add some and take some away, you get I love you. So brilliant. Anagram joke, fantastic. So they clearly had more humour waiting to go in.
And a few years later as well, Adrian Edmondson released the book How to Be a Complete Bastard, which was
I thought I'd walked in then.
I leafed through and I thought it was hilarious. Just the bit when he found a piece of pornographic literature and pasted it into the book, and the page is all like torn and stuff, and you can see it's been wanked over and hidden in a bush somewhere, and he just put it in the book. I just remember the words my veiny love jet or something like that. It stuck in my head. I just thought, oh good lord, only Adrian Edmondson could get away with this.
I'll tell you what, when I get a private aeroplane, that's what I'm going to call it, my veiny love jet.
You
have to paint it as well to look like it.
White, of course.
So just to leave the young ones then, so that's obviously Rik Mayall.
Rick.
Perfect. Look at that haircut. Perfect.
The people's poet.
Square.
You clearly don't give a fig, pig.
Forget charades. Who's up for a game of nudie prod games?
Hands up who likes me. Jeremy van der Horst.
Oh, I'll tell you what though, look at that typesetting, the tracking around the pair kerning around the Y is fucking awful. Bring those A's in, they're asking for it.
Early computers, probably.
Yeah, pre-Mac, standard default tracking.
Probably done on a fucking BBC or something,
look,
yes. Yeah, so.
No space around the I,
no kerning around the Y. Kerning, what a load of bollocks.
Oh, terrible.
I will just say, Jeremy van der Horst, you've missed the best part, mate.
Thank you, Bill. Alsjeblieft.
You have to watch it on the replay.
Yeah. So, Young Ones, masterpiece, we love it, happy memories, still probably 11 great out of 10. Today. Just
5 glasses of wine out of 4.
Yeah, just worked on every level.
Every level.
From production, writing,
costume design, special effects.
If you've never seen it,
special puppets, the
special patrol group.
Yes, everything.
Cutaways.
Yeah. Because they even had little animatics, didn't they? It was so fucking madcap. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, little bits. Yeah, little colourways with these puppets. Yes, now you're talking. The connoisseur's choice. The Dangerous Brothers. I am Sir Richard Dangerous, and I am Sir Adrian Dangerous. And together we are the Dangerous Brothers. Tonight, getting off with a lady.
They were...
Give me a pair of binoculars. Whoa.
Saturday Night Live. Do you remember that, boys?
Yep, Saturday Live.
Friday Night Live. Essential viewing that was.
Yeah, not a rip-off of anything.
I watched brilliant. Just for them.
Yep, I taped every single appearance and then lent the tape out, never got it back. Early lesson lending. But then I found it on DVD. I actually do have the Dangerous Brothers in all their glory.
Amazing.
Towering Inferno going up. Brilliant.
Yes, in the kind of mid-80s, Saturday night Live again was did it start on I think
Friday.
they did Friday and then they went to Saturday at some point, didn't they?
They called it Saturday Live, presumably for copyright reasons, because of the one based in the US.
Oh, is that what it was?
Live.
Right.
Yeah, their one was called Saturday Night Live. So I think we had Friday Night Live and then Saturday Live. Although it's pretty different,
On
really.
40 minutes.
On 40 minutes. Copyright claim.
Obviously, all the kind of alt comedians were coming through on that show.
Yeah, that's where we got Harry Enfield, wasn't it?
Joe Brandt, she appeared.
Yeah, as the
Gillian Clary.
Fry Laurie. Oh, yeah, it was
with
Joe
Fanny.
fan club, I believe.
Yeah, with Fanny, yeah.
Yeah.
And also...
Brian Laurie, all them lot were in.
Caroline
Laurie.
Who, sorry?
Brian Laurie.
What was her name? Who did the Royal Family?
Caroline Ahern.
That's it, Ahern, yeah.
Caroline Ahern.
I said Ahern, yeah.
Ahern.
And obviously these two were the Dangerous Brothers. It was the Dangerous Brothers, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was the Dangerous Brothers. Yeah.
And they always did some kind of stunt. They did a stunt, didn't they, usually every week?
Tonight, I will attempt to be 41st President of the United States of America. More and more ridiculous and dangerous every week. A real gem. I think even a lot of Rik Mayall fans might be tuning in going, the dangerous what?
It was basically Rik Mayall beating up Adrian Edmondson, wasn't it?
Every week, yes.
Every week. A little bit of fight back. But yes, pretty much.
And off the back of that, I think was when they did Filthy Rich and Cat Flap, which was again the same formula of Rik Mayall beating up Adrian Edmondson.
Filthy Rich and Cat Flap, jeez.
But yeah, I predict if she ever comes on, cynical Lindsay will say, I like the other ones, but even I don't know about the Brothers Dangerous. So there you go. Check it out. It's probably on YouTube. Again, if I bothered doing any research, I'd have looked. But I'm sure if you just go to YouTube, type in the Dangerous Brothers.
There is an actual on the Internet Movie Database. They did actually bring a VHS out of Dangerous Brothers. So
and DVD, like I say,
yes.
I literally own it.
Right. Oh, is that right then? All right, okay.
Actually have the DVD. Hooray!
Is it good?
Well, it's all the shows from Friday Live and Saturday Live.
Oh, is that what it was? Right.
In DVD format. So, yeah, what's not to like?
Is it still as good as we remember it?
I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to do a double bill of the young ones. I'll let you know next
week. Excellent.
Yes. Right. So, shall we? We'll move on. Yes, we'll move on.
Yeah. Move on. Nothing to see here.
Problem being might be turning up. By the way, he's
Come
done
on,
his
problem.
He's finished talking about Jodie Whittaker and the TARDIS and whatever for the 10th billionth time. Don't they ever get bored of it? Don't they ever get bored of it?
Broadcasting slut, which is another way of saying it's very popular.
So we're kind of going along in the kind of chronological years.
Timeline, yep.
Yeah. Blackadder 2.
Lord Flashheart.
Just absolute classic. He wasn't in the first Blackadder at all, was he?
No.
No. So Blackadder 2.
Hurrah!
Lord Flashheart. Just
what an amazing character he was.
Just the story was they didn't know where. They basically just said to him, "Just get on with it," didn't they?
Yeah.
And they had no idea what he was going to do. So the kind of genuine, so the surprise you see on the actor's face, like Rowan Atkinson and
so good.
What's his name? Tony Robinson and who's Percy? I forget his name, but Tim.
Oh, I forgot his name.
Just Tim.
Tim.
No surname for him.
Just Tim.
Discovered green, my lord.
Purist green.
You utter Burke.
Shut up, Percy.
God, who else going to bug me now? Tim who? Someone look that one up.
McKinney, maybe
sure.
Something like that.
If you like.
That was the first episode of Blackadder 2.
Was it?
Yes. Was it Bob?
Bob for a girl.
That
actress from Brookside.
Gabrielle.
Gabriella something as Bob.
Yes. just gotta remember what I'd just come back from volleyball practice. Again, BBC Two. I think was it? No, that was before my pre-drug days. I think it was Thursday night. Blackadder went out. Blackadder 2.
Sounds about right.
I noticed you always
9
remember
PM.
where you were, the date and time of the show.
On 45 minutes,
I
literally.
can't remember the actors, who wrote it, who did the theme tune, but as long as you know what time you're watching it, that's all that counts.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of his signature creations, don't you guys?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's the thing that had the influence on his Bombardier commercials, isn't it?
Bombardier commercials?
You never saw those? Yeah, you advertised a beer in the UK called Bombardier. He's basically playing Flash Art.
Okay.
I think I can kind of vaguely remember, but that was years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a few years ago, yeah. I remember. It was good, though.
Yeah, I liked it when his mustache started coming off.
Oh, it was sort of hanging off at the side, wasn't it? Yeah, because he was so hyper. It was the theatrical glue kept coming on because he was sweating, and the moustache just kept flaking off. It was so funny, man. I love
what
that.
did he say to Nursey? He said, "Nursey, like, was it Nursey? Whatever." Then he goes, "Are you glad?" Was it? He said, "Are you? Did somebody put a canoe in my pocket or something?" I can't remember the lines exactly, but
there, a canoe in my pocket and my place to see you. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Rawr. Just so much energy, just absolutely fucking nailed it. And as I said, they didn't know what he was going to do, so a lot of it was genuine surprise, and it just takes it to the next level. It's so funny. When
he's not on screen, you're just thinking about when he's going to be on screen again, aren't you? Even when that episode is done, you're thinking, "Oh, is he going to turn up again in the series?" You know.
It was almost like just 4 minutes of pure magic.
Yeah, again, he just brought that young one's anarchy to it, didn't he?
Because he is a great actor. He is a great actor.
Yep, he is.
A thespian.
And I'm struggling to say much more about it because it was just fucking great.
Well, then move on.
I'm just trying to think of some of the lines, but there are so many. I've blanked.
Yeah, I think there's. I was having a look at the. There's a Blackadder quotes site as I was kind of briefly looking tonight. She likes. Was it? She likes the taste of a man's tongue.
She's got a tongue like an electric eel, and she likes the taste of a man's tonsils.
That's the one.
So Blackadder 2, amazing. It was just Blackadder 2 was just a great series anyway, and Blackadder 2 again. What's his name? Who wrote the young ones?
Ben Elton.
Yeah, Ben Elton. My brain's blanking. Just because if you remember, the original Blackadder was so shit. Do you remember that, guys?
It
just wasn't funny.
Yeah, I tried to go back to watch it. It was just useless, wasn't it? So I don't know what happened. I don't know who the writer was they brought on board to change it, but what a polar opposite. Bit serious.
Yeah, it's when Ben Elton came in, wasn't it?
There you go. You see? There you go.
He must have written the first one too, though. Oh well, fact checkers check.
I don't think he did.
Really?
Was it just Richard Curtis who wrote the first one? Yeah, because my ex, she was well into it because she just loved all the historical references. I just thought it wasn't funny, but Blackadder 2 was
historically accurate.
Yeah,
I got some of his
quotes, which was neither funny nor historically accurate.
Yeah, right. I got some of his quotes here, and he goes,
"Yeah, go on."
He just comes into the room, and he says, "I'm going to make you come like a freight train, baby." Am I pleased to see you, or did I just put a canoe in my pocket?
Rough. Okay, it's almost like if there was just one role that everybody remembers Rik Mayall by, it's just the 4 minutes of pure genius. Are you outside, Courtney?
Yeah. Can you hear the cicadas?
We can, plus the wind.
It's like a wildlife documentary suddenly.
Yeah. Here I am in the jungle. We're back in the summertime. Fantastic. Bit hot though. What?
Okay, so Filthy Rich and Cat Flap, written by Ben Elton.
I never saw it, so I'm going to mute myself.
I can't remember a lot of it. I remember watching it. It was very similar to The Young Ones, apart from it didn't have Mike in it. And that's my kind of what I remember about it.
Yeah, and Nigel Planer played Filthy, didn't he? He was like I can't even remember what the character was, but he wasn't in it that like as much as Neil would have been. He just sort of popped in and popped out again.
Can't really remember. As I said, all I can remember was what it didn't have in it compared to The Young Ones.
Yeah.
It almost seemed like a sequel to The Young Ones, but not quite there. Yeah, would you agree with that?
It was always going to suffer by comparison, basically.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was watching it. I was hoping for it to have the same, and it was. I was just overjoyed when they got to the slapstick stuff, because I thought, oh, here we go. This is pure Young Ones. And
was it funny? I can't remember.
It was funny, just nowhere near as consistent as The Young Ones, sadly.
It was the Blade Runner 2049 of Rik Mayall reboot sequels, probably.
I think it only lasted one series as well, if I remember correctly. Is that correct?
I'm just looking up a few images from it here now, and I've got a picture of Rik Mayall with this absolutely ridiculous hairstyle that he had in that show, and standing next to a police officer, and the officer saying to him, "Are you coming quietly, sir?" And Rik Mayall just says, "No, it's just the way I walk."
Yeah, that was 1987. Yeah, one series, 6 episodes. So it was almost like same kind of duration as The Young Ones, 6 episodes, but always
half as many.
Yeah, he was called Richard Rich.
That's it.
Richie Rich, but not the DJ or the ghost.
Yeah, just for me, just not.
My favourite episode was when they were trying to be artists, or new modern artists.
Was that to try and make some money?
Yeah, they were trying to. I can't remember what. I think Rich's money was running out or something like that, and he had to find a quick, get rich quick, some kind of way of just gathering as much money as possible in a short amount of time. And I remember they'd managed to sell a few paintings, or sell a painting or something for a ridiculous amount of money, and they're in a restaurant and they're just utterly fucking up the place, getting drunk and just creating a massive, ridiculous, chaotic scene in there. And I just remember Adrian Edmondson's character with a frame. It's just an empty frame. He says, perhaps you'd like to buy my latest piece. And he just slams it on this brick wall. And he says, I call it Wall. And everyone's like, oh, it's amazing. Oh, incredible. Yes. It's just basically taking the piss out of modern art for the entire episode.
Actually, that's ahead of his time, because someone after that, I forget the year, there was someone wrote a West End play, I believe, all about a blank canvas. So they got the idea from Filthy Rich and Cat Flap. Even the parody of arts has been copied. Amazing.
Reminds me of a sketch on, I think it might have been Naked Video, the Scottish sketch show, where there's a guy in an art gallery. Yeah, there's a guy in an art gallery, and he's going around all these pictures and stuff. And he comes across one, and it's just a frame with a black canvas. And he's standing there, and he's sort of marveling over it and going, oh, yeah, it's incredible. Oh, stroking his chin and sort of professing at how great it is. Oh, I'd like to buy this. I'd like to buy this, please. Yes, I must have it. I must have it. And the curator comes over and takes it off the wall and gives it to him. And he goes, oh, just amazing, incredible. And it's got this little orange dot in the corner. And he says, oh, it's incredible, the juxtaposition of the composition of the dot on the edges of the canvas, and the way it contrasts against the background, and the way that it sits perfectly from the distance from the edges of the canvas and the frame, and offsets the colours so perfectly. And then the curator just basically peels off the sticker. It says, 42 quid, mate.
Nice.
So we kind of agreed. Shall we agree that kind of it, while it was okay, The Young Ones was a tough act to follow?
It was a bit of a steep hill to climb. Yeah, big shoes to fill. But they did it was a passable job. But it only lasted one series, didn't it?
Yeah. I think they probably realised that there wasn't the legs in it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, they moved on to something else after that. Sort of try something new. But it basically, Bottom was just that all over again, though, wasn't it? But just more successful.
Yeah. So we move on to the New Statesman. I loved
Political humour.
I loved the New Statesman. It was almost like a role that he was born to play.
Yeah,
Alan Bastard.
It was kind of, a lot of it went over my head because it was political, because I was so young, but I still absolutely loved it. It was just him chewing up the scenery, wasn't it, as the smarmy Tory.
And that was on ITV, Yorkshire ITV.
On Sundays, yeah.
Yeah, 10 p.m. Because again, this was one of them programs we'd talk about the following day. It was just incredible.
It got 2 or 3 series, didn't it, I think?
I think it went for about 5 years.
Wow.
Whoa.
Let's have a look. Where are we? I think it started about 87. Where I can't see it. Can't see for looking. Just bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves.
So, how about that Yes Minister? Oh, that was brilliant. But it didn't have Rik Mayall in it, so it wasn't that good.
Where the fuck is it?
Where is it?
My main thing I remember from the New Statesman was the police that were parked in a car in a lay-by, and he comes speeding past in his Jag. And it was down like a country lane, and he's like bombing down this road, and these guys are sitting there like having dinner or having a snack or something. And one policeman says to the other one, he says, "Bloody hell, he was moving a bit." He says, "Yeah, what does it say on the computer?" And he leans over and goes, "Made in Taiwan."
New Statesman, 1987 to 1994.
94. Wow.
Oh, the computer's made in Taiwan. Is that it?
Yeah.
No, I get it.
29 episodes. All I can remember, because obviously it was a long time ago, 30 years, is it was very funny. He was always, his wife was always trying to get one over him. Money was always paid via a check payable to cash, CASH. And he was always beating shit out of
Piers Fletcher Dervish.
Yeah, the dumb Tory boy.
Yeah. What a great name, Piers Fletcher Dervish.
Well remembered.
Did you watch it, Cockney?
No. I wish I had.
What?
Missing. I know. No.
That's why you didn't get that joke.
I must have been busy. I must have had a girlfriend that month or something. Don't know.
What?
I'll go back to it. Shocking,
mate,
isn't it?
You'll love it. You've got a treat ahead of you then if you haven't seen it yet.
Indeed. I mean, I've seen. I dipped in, but then that's even all the more shocking. I didn't stay because I do remember that one episode where he does finish it off with "Yes, Minister." I thought, nice reference.
I personally think I might need to revisit that if I can find it.
I probably completely appreciate it differently now as an adult.
I just remember it being so funny, and he was amazing. It was very, very. It was kind of semi-slapstick, wasn't it? But yeah, he was. He was. To be fair, he was just like a dog with two dicks in the role. He just fucking loved it.
Yeah, it was perfect to be a Tory, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, and the writers, I think the writers wrote a very, very good story. Was it Lawrence Marks or something like that? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But 29 episodes, just amazing. What I am shocked is, Cockney, that you never saw it. I'm genuinely shocked at that.
Wow, you'll find I'm full of surprises.
Yeah. So, okay. So, my memories of New Statesman is I liked it. It was amazing. Sunday night comedy. Very, very over the top. But Rik Mayall, just, again, it's just a tour de force, isn't he? So,
tour de force?
Is that when you have to squeeze one out?
It is.
Yeah, there was like a comic relief episode, I think, as well with him in it. And
yeah, I saw that on the thing. There was a little special, yes.
Yeah, where he was meeting Margaret Thatcher, and he was talking to her, and she was kind of like she was like silhouetted or something like that, and she was preaching to him, and he was going on about, he was basically being her simp because he's a proper sort of little Tory boy.
He loves Maggie.
Yeah, and he was like, offering to have sex with her there on the table and all sorts. It was so good.
Slavko's here. Hello, mate. He was out for a walk. Yes. So.
Hello, Slavko.
So moving on. Blackadder 4.
Out for a walk? A walk? When we're on the air? What? How dare you, sir? What, you haven't got legs the other 23 hours in the day? Out for a walk. What was her name?
This was
again.
Yeah, I can't remember a lot of this one.
You got to treat your woman like a kite. Enter her 5 times a day. Take her to heaven and back. Hurrah!
Was it Squadron Commander Flashheart?
Flashheart.
Never fear, sir. I've got a cunning plan.
Yeah, I can't remember a lot of this one.
More subdued than the other Flashheart, I think. Just only notched up to 10.5 out of 10.
He does look amazing, though, doesn't he?
It looks like the real thing there.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, he does look amazing.
There's a great Blackadder quote here, and he says, "I know from long experience all my men have the artistic talent of a cluster of colourblind hedgehogs in a bag."
The writing on Blackadder was
quite
obviously
sufficient.
We'll forget number 1, but yeah, the writing was really good.
1 wasn't that bad. I recommend we all revisit 1 and just give it, go in with low expectations, and you might be pleasantly surprised. Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't that bad. It did have jokes in it.
Watch this. We're in the stickiest situation since Sticky the stick insect got stuck on a sticky bun.
Poor old Sticky.
That's good writing, is that?
Do you remember Baldrick's novel? Once upon a time, there was a little turnip called Baldrick. The end. No, little sausage. Well, I'm getting me turnip jokes mixed up with these sausage jokes. Oh, curse me to hell.
I liked his story, The Guns.
Go on then. Do it.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom.
Oh, sorry. Went off early.
Yeah, that's what his story was, wasn't it? The
boom,
guns.
Boom, boom. Well, and that is pretty much the plot for Last Jedi, but not as exciting.
Always goes back to Jedi.
Always goes back to Jedi. The poster child for bad writing, thinking it's good writing. You get it, Roundhead. You clearly don't.
Man,
I'll give you filming the unreliable narrator, you little round-headed fuck.
These quotes are just amazing.
Yeah, go on.
The war hasn't been fought this badly since Olaf the Hairy, High Chief of all the Vikings, accidentally ordered 80,000 battle helmets with the horns on the inside.
Oh, but it's a myth. They never had horns. That was all due to an opera.
Exactly, yeah.
There are no horns at all. They had hornless helmets, the Vikings. Didn't like the horn.
We've all been sitting here since Christmas 1914, during which time millions of men have died, and we've moved no further than an asthmatic ant with heavy shopping.
I like it when they got that bit with the, this is the land that we've gained, sir. Really? This map? What scale is this? No, this is actual size. This is the land that we gained. Funny because it's tragic. Tragic because it's funny. Something like that.
I still don't get the World War One.
What? Why we had it? Is that bloody Archduke Franz Ferdinand bringing out an album?
It was just, yeah. It was just the.
It was the bloody Balkans. It was Slavko's great grandparents' fault. Like, I'll give you bloody Sarajevo making a wrong turn down that alley. Silly twit of a driver.
Maybe it's just
reverse.
Maybe it's
turn
just
around. Bang.
Maybe it's just the time where it was just had such a disregard for life.
It was going to be a jolly old adventure, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Senseless.
You hear me, Germany? Yes.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah, World War
War
One.
is bad.
War is bad.
Except when it's good. Yeah, that's what I must say. I'm sick of hearing war is bad. I'm from Poland. War's fucking brilliant. If it wasn't for war, I'd be dead. More war, please. Where appropriate.
Anybody seen Drop Dead Fred?
Yeah,
I have seen
wish
it. I
had.
can't remember what happened in it. He's her imaginary friend, isn't he, or something?
Something like that.
Again, I can't remember nothing. I remember watching it while I went back from a rave, but it must have been that good. I can't remember
stories. I came back. I was mental. I played Space Invaders till 7 o'clock in the morning. I went to bed.
Because wasn't that his kind of first Hollywood gig, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Probably his last.
Yeah, I don't think back then they just didn't get British humour. I think, did they? And he was
ahead
kind
of
of
his time. He was like the proto Jim Carrey. He was the wacky man.
I was just about to say. I was going to say the mask. It was very much like that kind of thing.
Yeah, wasn't that the girl out of Gremlins, Phoebe Cates?
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, God, she was on the top of my list back then.
Oh, I'm just looking at Carrie Fisher was in that film.
Really? Blimey.
Yes. Let me just look at the. Carrie Fisher says Tim Matheson and Carrie Fisher.
Oh, we all know Tim Matheson went on to great things like making sliced ham.
I thought more people remember that one, but no. Shall we move on?
Well, none of us have seen it, so I think we better before.
I've seen it, but
you don't remember. So here we go. Bottom. Clearly got to at least 3 seasons.
Probably more. So go on, Matt. You can talk about this one. I remember watching some of it. I didn't follow it religiously, though.
I think I watched the first season. Actually, no, I watched them all, to be honest with you. And then they came out with the live stage shows that they did after that. And they did those for years. And after they finished with the live stage shows, after that was tailing off, they did the Guest House Paradiso.
Yeah.
Which Rik Mayall at the time said, no, it's not a bottom movie. It's not a bottom movie, but it was blatantly a bottom movie. But the series itself was basically the young ones all over again, just without the other 2 guys. But they did have, but the guy that played Mike, whose name I can't remember now, it was Mike something or other, did pop up every so often as a regular character of the friends of one of these guys. Yeah, like Dave Hedgehog or something like that.
Did Nigel Planer ever turn up? I can't ever remember him.
I can't remember if he did. I don't think he did. It'd be great if he did, but I don't think so. But man, there were some absolutely priceless bits in this series. I mean, it was very depressing, but at the same time utterly hilarious because these guys were, I mean, as the title of the show says, at the bottom of their rope.
1991.
That's it, yeah. And it was kind of like it's very much of its time when the sort of the anti-yuppie sort of thing of the New Statesman. It was like the opposite direction where they were very extremely low paid or on the dole. Couple of mates in a flat somewhere in the back end of London.
Scummy flat, yeah.
Yeah, and they just had no lives, no social circle or anything like that. And in that respect, it was kind of like, it was a bit of a downer. It would have been a downer if it didn't have such great jokes and such great slapstick in it. And there are things like alcoholism and destitution and celibacy or involuntary celibacy. Yeah, and all those sorts of things are made out to be just utterly bloody hilarious. Things like when he's trying to do the Robert Kilroy Silk documentary and he's filming around the house, he's even got the wig on, and you think, Robert Kilroy Silk's boring. I can't believe they're doing this, and it's just Eddie's got the camera and he's following Richie around the landing of the upstairs of the flat, and he just trips over the top step of and it just descends into complete slapstick. And then before you know it, he's falling down the stairs, his head's in the toilet, and it's just complete ridiculousness and absurdity. And I just loved the show for that. Whenever you thought it was getting a little bit boring or a little bit quiet, something ridiculous and outlandish had just happened, and it just descended into a massive brawl or something crazy. But man, I tell you, bottom, it never ceased to be incredible entertainment. And the best episode, I still think now to this day, was when they go camping on Hampstead Heath.
30 years ago, can you believe it?
That's so long ago. Oh my God. It seems like yesterday, man. I can't believe it was that long ago.
Fuck hell. Cockney, 30 years ago.
Time flies. That's just when I was emigrating to New York. A different time. Could even fly over there for a holiday now.
Have you seen Bottom?
I must. When did it actually premiere? Because
it was 1991 to 1995. 18 episodes.
Yeah, I missed that one too. So there you go.
Oh my God, you've got to watch it. Jeez, you are in for such an amazing amount of entertainment. Seriously, you've got. I kind of envy you in a way. I really do, because that's just phenomenal. You get to see all this for the first time.
I think I must have been suffering from, doesn't compare to the young one syndrome. But since I have clearly watched Blade Runner 2049 5 times, I need to get into some Bottom.
You should
watch some Charming DVD.
We all need to get into some Bottom. I would recommend, though, you should check out the new Statesman.
Yeah, I reckon both will be good.
It's just fucking amazing.
Because I've even been rewatching Yes Minister, so that was one of my lockdown specials. And then I got into the young one, so
yeah. Everybody in the chat should watch, try and revisit the new Statesman. Just so good. Just so good. Yeah, so as they took Bottom around the country, didn't they? It developed into a live show, didn't it, Matt?
That's right. Yeah, Bottom Live. And then they brought out the best of those shows on video, cassette, VHS video cassette. And I had 2 of them. And I remember watching one at Christmas when my parents and my uncle and auntie were down the pub, and I was like behind because I wasn't old enough to go down and drink. So I just stayed. I was thinking it was New Year's Eve or something, and I was sitting there watching it on video and just wetting myself laughing at it, especially at the bit when they just break down halfway through.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's one where they're just corpse for God knows how long, isn't it?
I know, they just go completely off script and they're just laughing too much, and the audience is just in utter hysterics. There's people in the audience that are in pain. They're laughing so much. And Rik Mayall, because they're so animated on stage, they're so physical with what they do, and they're sweating crazy. His shirt, the white shirt he wears, he's like just wringing wet. And they're absolute troopers. These guys, they just went for hours and hours and hours on their tours and did this repeatedly. And they must have just, and after a while, they realised that the corpsing was getting such a positive feedback. They actually just incorporated it into the show every single time they did it.
Yeah, it became integral, didn't it? So
it did. Just you watched it for the corpsing part,
I think they must have loved it because, it did go on for quite a while, didn't it? They, as I said, they took it around all the country. I would imagine they didn't need to do it, but I would imagine they took it around the country for the love of it.
Yeah, well, there was just an audience for it. People wanted to see it, and they thought, well, we're not going to disappoint people. There's an audience out there that want to see us do it. Let's just knock a script together and perform it and tour it for a year. So then we'll have the video out, in November. So I've only seen about 2 of the live shows. I need to get all the others and watch those as well because man, in the absence of any new episodes, I mean, why not? Why not do it?
I thought it lasted a lot longer than just 4 years on BBC.
Yeah, it seems like it did. I know. It's time distortion because we were all so young back then. Time sort of passed differently, didn't it? But you look back now and you think only 4 seasons. That's nothing these days. I just remember the line from the stage show when they break down and start corpsing, and he just says to him like, "God, you're looking a bit sweaty there, Rich." And he goes, "Oh yeah, look at me. I look like I've been masturbating for a week." And then Adrian just looks back to him and says, "Well, it's been a long tour."
Yeah, just amazing. I think I probably need to revisit Bottom. Oh God, even that's funny, isn't it? Yeah, I think I need to. The 90s for me, deep into Bottom. The 90s for me, because I started raving. I can't remember a lot of it.
Can't remember anything. You had a good time, but you don't know.
All I know is I had a fucking great time.
Lost yourself in Bottom. Yeah,
I did. So Bottom, brilliant. I think they'd kind of found their thing, didn't they, by that point?
Bottom was top.
I mean, we all thought they'd hit their stride in so many other things they'd done before, but God, did they?
That was the thing.
That was like their full-on sprint, wasn't it, through the Olympics? That was just incredible.
Gold medal stuff, yeah.
Yep.
And I think this is going to be the last.
Amazing!
This was the
amazing.
Film.
That film was incredible. I need to watch that again. It was so good.
And
I thought you were going to say you've seen it, but
it was good.
I've not seen it. I've not seen it. Can you believe
Oh,
it?
come on, Brown! Come on, come on!
Don't come on, Brown
I've
me.
not seen it either. Oh.
Not on the first date, anyway.
Yeah, man, that's one of
So
the.
what's the story then, Matt, behind it? He
If
said,
you've seen Bottom, you've got to see this. It's been a while since I've seen it, but essentially, as far as I remember, I think one of them inherits a hotel somewhere.
yeah,
That's a little bit like Fawlty Towers, but and it's just those two running it, and it's an utter disaster. And they've got people coming to stay there on their holidays and on the south coast, and they just screw everything up, like the cooking in the kitchen, the serving up the food in the restaurant, and I think there's something to do with a nuclear power plant or a toxic waste facility or something like nearby, or maybe underneath I can't quite remember what it is now, but I know there's like all this toxic material involved, and it starts polluting everything, and there's just this disaster, and everything goes wrong, and they have to try and keep up the health and safety regulations in the place before the inspector comes and things like that. And it's basically just farcical comedy. They transplant Bottom from the suburbs of London into running a hotel somewhere in the countryside, and it works brilliantly. And again, like on the cover here, it's just like it just breaks down into absurd slapstick for a load of the movie. And if you've not seen it, man, you gotta see it. Just for one bit, there's my favorite bit is when they're crawling through an air duct to try and spy on someone, I think it is. And they've got because it's pitch black in there, and Rick's carrying a candle, and what is it? I can't remember now. One of them's carrying a candle, and to light their way, and I think one of them gets injured or something like that, and he turns around and goes, "Will you keep it quiet?" And I don't want to ruin the joke, but it ends up with the candle end up hurting one of them, and just loads of screaming. And I don't want to ruin the joke because it's one of the best things ever, but that's my favourite bit of the entire movie. You'll know it when you see it.
I might need to watch it.
Yeah, but my God, prioritise this film. Prioritise this film.
I didn't know his name was Richard Twat.
Thwaite. It's Thwaite. Pronounced Thwaite.
Twat.
Yeah, it's pronounced Thwaite, damn it.
Oh, God. I've not even seen it, I'm laughing.
Yeah, so good. You got to watch it, man. You've got to watch it.
Cockney, have you seen it?
No.
Maybe we should have a watch party. That'd be funny.
Yeah, that's a good one to do a watch party for, that one.
I'm definitely ordering Bottom first. First Bottom, then
always
the
Bottom, mate.
He's getting into Bottom and then guest house later.
Yeah, that's the order.
Maybe we should do a watch party. Then that might be.
I'll be up for it. Yeah, just organise it. I'll be up for that. I'm sure Lindsay will be as well when we get in contact with her.
Yeah, Lindsay, if you are watching this, send us your details. Love it. Does help.
And if you're not watching this, why not? And if you're watching it on the rerun, then
where were you?
Right, I guess. Where were you?
Sklavko, our number one, our friend.
I've watched The Matrix in 1999 for 6 times in a row on VHS.
I've watched Matrix in 1999 for 6 times in a row on VHS. Sklavko, did you get red or blue pilled, mate?
He had all the pills. I would have liked to have seen Rik Mayall in The Matrix as Neo. That would have been probably better.
Nigel Planer as Neo.
Hey man, it's all a computer program.
Can you imagine that? He's like, this is such an existential trip, man. I knew I shouldn't have taken both of the pills.
I've been black pilled, man.
They look like the ones that I had from Brave a couple of weeks ago. I think Nigel Planer was actually, yeah.
He may have been actually. Shall we just finish off? Because obviously, Rik Mayall was a very, very good. He just wasn't a comedic actor. That wasn't his only skill, but he was actually a very, very good actor.
He was just a zany ball of energy. He really was something else.
Yeah,
he's one of those rare humans that's just a little bit above the rest of us in a weird way.
I tell you what, he must have burnt so many calories, that guy, because he was just like a complete furnace from the moment he opened his eyes, I bet, to the moment he went to sleep.
The candle that burns twice as bright burns half as long.
There you go. There you go.
Have you, Matthew? Have you seen Krual Birab. I'll just put it on the.
Yeah,
in the
if we
chat.
can read the question, Brown. Come on.
Yeah, here we go. I'm doing it.
Talk about Red Pill. That temper. Oh, yes.
Hey,
Everyone's
did you see
seen
it?
it
You see
except
it?
me.
Yeah, you need to watch that one, mate. Good
Well, I
lord.
need to watch a lot of that. I need to watch Rebecca Gold. I need to watch Tenet. I mean, I'm basically.
Well, you can't complain. You can't complain for entertainment, can you? You got plenty to get
No, I
through.
can't.
You've got a lot of
The
catch
opposite.
up.
I've got too much entertainment in this world. I don't know how that worked out, but I've got literally too many things to watch. Not enough hours in the day when I'm trying to paint toy soldiers and wrestle with my son. Yeah, that is, and streaming and I know what it is. It's because I've started sleeping again. That's fucked up my schedule. I've started to count on having 23 and a half hours in the day to do stuff.
My productivity has completely suffered since I discovered sleep.
Don't you sleep?
We were going to stream yesterday, but we've streamed for about 35 days non-stop.
Yeah, it was
for
fun.
It's been a long tour.
For 2 to 4 hours a day. And I'm not kidding you, we were supposed to come on yesterday evening and I was just fucked. I was so fucked. I was so fucked. I went to bed at 10 o'clock. And instead of just lying there for 3-4 hours before going to sleep at my kind of new time, I just fell asleep. That's how fucked I was. And this morning, it's amazing what a decent night's sleep can do for you. Just saying.
Well, you wouldn't have been any fun if you had been knackered. So always best to save it up. That's what I say.
The last couple of streams, peeps in the chat, were difficult because I just did not have the energy. And I've kind of learned that if you're not feeling it, how am I expected the guys in the chat or on the panel to feel it too? So
feeling it sounds a bit rude.
Yeah. So it's a learning progress. Everybody in the chat. So we'll get in there. We'll
the peeps, chats and the peeps.
The peeps, you will get there, peeps.
Oh, Cruel watched it today. Cruel watched the documentary today. Oh, yeah. It's a bit hard going, isn't it, mate? Really hard going.
I'll probably just say, with regards to documentary, we won't say much about it, but I think...
Well, say something, because on the basis that I'm not going to watch it for weeks.
Can't, because the thing would get struck off. We'd have to tell you off air.
Off air. Tell you off air.
I probably think some of it is true. Some of the heavier stuff is probably a load of bollocks. But you don't know. You just don't fucking know.
No, I was impressed by the fact that she does back it up with evidence, though. Everything that she claims, she does have evidence.
Doesn't mean it's true, though. But
evidence doesn't mean it's true. That's pretty much the definition of evidence, isn't it?
We've got to take her word for it.
I know, that's the thing. It depends on. It does get a bit outlandish towards the end, and it kind of made me think a bit. I don't know. Is this right? I don't know. But,
I will say that I never had a problem with Trump, personally.
Me neither. No, me neither.
And we've said it on a previous. We've said it on a previous stream. The left and the right didn't like it because a businessman walked in.
Yeah.
So we've said that previously before we even saw the documentary. But yeah,
alluding to a future chat, possibly tomorrow night on my channel, with problem being basically this Gina thing, the Gina Carano thing. For a moment there, I thought that's it. It's all been said, but no, I think it's a sign that it's all over. So even without seeing the documentary, as of today, I have given up on society. You're all fired. Not good enough, people. So the planet, it's over. Do you hear me? The ice caps are melting, and Gina Carano was the last straw for me. So I don't even need to see the documentary. I've given up on humanity anyway. Anyway, now for some comedy.
Krual Birab says, and I'd like to believe it, but
I'm out. That's it.
Can you see
There's no time travel. I'm literally a famous physicist, apart from the first two bits. But that's why I like when Mega was trying to get me onto if it's time travel, then no. Okay. Basically, I can barely stand it in fiction, and even then you have to refer to my complex 3-part graph. One of 3 things will happen in time travel, and just as a side mention, Roundhead Johnson.
Can you leave it
literally? Now I've done the video, any time travelers will have to watch my video to work out how it works. Now I can tell you the worst time travel film with the worst poorly thought out theory was, of course, Ruin Johnson's Looper. So there you go.
I bet that's full of plot holes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the worst for time travel. The thing is about time travel, something we touched upon vaguely, is the more fantastical your film is, then the more realistic it has to be. That's why I don't buy this idea, oh, it doesn't matter, it's just a film, or even worse, oh, it doesn't matter, it's a fantasy film. Exactly. You've got to make it plausible. So if you're doing a time travel film, one for you writers and directors out there, you've got to make it extra plausible. Side note, apart from Back to the Future, which also makes no sense, but it's a comedy, very charming, and they get away with it. But as
heart is in the right place.
But basically, when you go back in time in fiction, one of three things will happen, and in Back to the Future, all three things happen, which makes no sense. But they get away with it. But as I say, that's fiction. You can't time travel in real life. You can't do it. People say you can, and I like the idea that don't be restrictive. You know, people say we couldn't go to the moon. But yeah, there are some things that are impossible. One, traveling faster than the speed of light, if you've got mass, and two, traveling back in time just cannot happen. So,
well, not with our technology anyway.
Not present.
Well, that's why you can't ever prove something can't happen, because of course. But you know, I say to you, time travelers from the future, come back and show up on Mr. Brown's show right now.
You need to watch that documentary, mate.
Yeah, but
I tell you what, don't write it off. Don't write it off just because there's
time travel.
No. Don't write it off because of that, because it's actually like it's still intriguing, but you don't necessarily have to believe it. It's just a theory. It's not saying, oh, this definitely happened. It's just it basically puts the evidence on there and lets you make your own mind up, basically.
Okay, making your mind up.
Could we'll just finish off on Rik Mayall then. Obviously, he was an actor and he was in other things.
Other things?
He did some kind of. He did a few cop shows and detective shows, and he was in The Bill.
No way, really?
Yeah. The listing says he was in The Bill. Watership Down TV series. Can't remember that.
What?
He was in the
so
Knock.
Many questions.
The Knock, I think, was a police show. What else?
Watership Down TV series, the continuing adventures of some dead animated rabbits.
That was year 2000.
I
always wanted to see.
He was in Jack and Ori as well.
I always wanted to. He was great in Jack and Ori. He was really good in Jack and Ori.
He was really good in Jack and Ori.
He was phenomenal. Every single episode, he had more and more like cooking goods or splattered over his jacket. I remember.
Squarepants as well. He was in an episode of that.
Wow! What, as a character or as himself?
Lord Reginald.
Be interesting to hear.
But that's a good recommendation at the end. Then I do recommend Rik Mayall does Jack and Ori. I think it was not James and the Giant Peach or
something like that.
I remember that.
He was great on it, wasn't he?
He was in a couple of episodes of Jonathan Creek, and obviously the comic strip presents.
It's so good.
It says on the listing here.
I thought it was pronounced comic strip presents. Didn't I? I thought, where's my gift at the end?
The comic strip presents.
That's better.
1983 to 2012.
Again, just worth watching just for him.
What else was he in?
I've got all those episodes if anyone wants them.
Krakenori.
Oh, that was the adult Jack and Ori, wasn't it? A few years back.
That was 2014.
Yeah.
He died June 9th. June 9th, 2014.
Blimey, that long ago already.
7. That's 7, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
At the age of 56. 56 is nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing. I know. He also did Man Down. Did you ever watch that with Greg? What's his name from The Inbetweeners?
No.
And oh God, what was it called? That TV show on BBC Two, really funny.
Oh
yeah, Man Down.
9 o'clock news.
Yeah. He played Greg. What's his name's dad?
Oh right.
He was really good in it as well. Really good.
If I did, he had a. If I remember correctly, he had a quad bike accident, and he was never the same.
That's
it. Never the.
There you go.
And yeah, it was
head injury, I believe.
Yeah, it was a head injury, wasn't it? So, I people said that it was something to do with that. He was basically never right from when he had, because he was seriously ill, wasn't he?
Mm.
He was intensive care with the quad bike accident because it went arse over, didn't it?
I'd say with the quad bike, that's a bit silly. It's a machine. Don't put it in the hospital. Put it in the garage.
Actually, they're ATVs, not quad bikes, because if it's a quad bike, it wouldn't have 4 wheels. It'd have 2 wheels, or it'd have 8 wheels.
Right.
And the thing is about quad bikes, shouldn't they be called motor quads?
Yes, they should.
It's not a bicycle, is it? It's a motor. That's the important bit. Motorbike, motor quads.
Motor quad, yeah, or just ATV. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, that's beside the point. He nearly died, for God's sake. This should be serious.
Yeah. Yep, no joking here.
Yeah, he would have.
Serious business.
But it was almost a tragic Christopher Reeve situation, wasn't it?
Oh, it's the petrol fumes. What? Sorry.
It was almost a tragic Christopher Reeve situation.
Yeah. Be careful around farming equipment, folks.
Yeah, he went too early.
Far too early.
Early 50s is nothing. 3 children.
Yeah, 3 kids.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them are in showbiz, are
they? Not that I'm aware of.
It's like you were saying at the top of the
show,
okay. Swap shop. You should always watch your health, and also, I guess, watch your comedy output. In case you are going to pop your clogs tomorrow, make sure you do a funny show today. So if I do die tomorrow, sorry everyone, this is my swan song, but I hope you enjoyed it. I've got some jokes in there. Right.
His ex-girlfriend was Lisa Mayer.
Lisa Mayer, tell you. You need the internet when you got a memory.
He played Peeves, the poltergeist or ghost in Harry Potter, Philosopher's Stone. He played the private detective in the Peter Gunn video by Art of Noise. I love the Art of Noise.
I did like the ding dong dong. Do
you remember him in those Nintendo adverts from the 90s as well? They were good.
No.
Obviously not gamers, either of you.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I say, unless you're talking about Call of Duty Mobile. War Daddy 0000 is here to say, I'll fight ya.
We will just finish off with a couple of trivia points and then we'll pop off.
Dear programmers at Call of Duty, can we please have a Rorke's Drift edition?
He wrote the first draft of Guest House Paradiso
on a typewriter
with Adrian Edmondson whilst in hospital recovering from his quad bike accident.
Wow.
It was 1998. He was in a coma for several days. Okay. His first words regaining consciousness were to the doctor, "So you're the bastard that keeps sticking needles into me."
That is a comedian. Good work.
Brilliant.
I remember this. In 2006, he reprised the role of Alan Bastard, and I think he took it round the country as a live show.
Did he do a new Labour version? Because basically, Tony Blair is Alan Bastard.
Yes. Yes.
That's what he did. Yes. So I have to look that up. I think ultimate comedy there. I like the sound of it already.
Tony
June
Bastard 12th.
Fake weapons of mass destruction.
The post-mortem...
weapons! 14 minutes! Right.
Basically, the post-mortem says it was inconclusive. His wife commented that he may have had a significant cardiac event after coming home from a morning run. Are you listening, Matt?
I am.
Yeah. No running, more jokes. More jokes, less running. Come on.
Okay.
Maybe pushed himself a bit too hard there.
Yeah. He was considered...
Get yourself on Swap Shop.
He was considered for the role of Gaz.
One pair of running shoes.
In the Full Monty. Gaz in the Full Monty. The Robert Carlyle character. Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
Yeah. That'd be
I couldn't imagine Robert Carlyle doing it either. But again, it's called acting. I couldn't imagine Michael Caine doing a posh accent. But there he was in Zulu. Oh, you know what? Right now, I wish I was a damned ranker like Hook. Or Hitch.
Personal quotes. One of my hobbies is watching people. I love to sit outside a cafe watching people go by. I use things that I see in the different characters that I play.
Good, very good. I was doing that at the market yesterday.
I'm a difficult person to interview. Everything I have to say is in my performance. I don't like to give too much away.
That in itself was giving something away. Very nice of him to say so.
So one more quote and then I think we'll go.
One more, that's it.
Dad needs a coffee. Loads. I'm frightened of interviews, and we'll leave it on that. So I think basically what we're saying is everybody needs to revisit the new Statesman. Definitely get some Bottom in their lives.
Yeah, revisit Bottom.
Everyone needs a bit more Bottom. Yeah.
Actually, on that note, speaking of revisiting Bottom,
Hotel Paradiso.
Jessica, if you're out there, fly over, will you? Okay.
You need some ass.
She can help you revisit Bottom.
So, guys, thank you for popping in and keeping the end up, as it were. As I said, two of our guests couldn't even.
I've just got a little poem. I've just got a little poem before we go. I've just got a little poem.
Is it a Rick poem?
Yes. It's about the state of the government in the 1980s. And my extreme displeasure with it. It's entitled Thatcher.
Nice.
Thatcher! That's all I've written so far, but it's it's work in progress. Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think Margaret herself would approve, Dame Margaret.
Yes. I will just say to our lovely peeps in the chat, thank you for watching this. Hope you enjoyed it.
If you didn't, too bad. I'll say, Cruel, if you want to come on one of these, mate, shoot us a direct message on Twitter, mate. I'm sure.
Yeah, it'd be good to have you on. Good to have you on.
Come on, mate. We saw the video with you, so you'll be all right. Sklavko, if you ever want to come on, mate, you're more than welcome.
That would be nice.
Oh, that would be nice to come on and stream with these hunks of guys.
They are big
cock, but not as big as mine.
Okay, on that note, thanks everyone. Lindsay, good luck.
I would say to the people, like, share, subscribe, and all that, but I know you're already done all that. So
unsubscribe.
We'll call it a draw there, guys. As I said, I do apologize that 40% of our guests.
Oh yeah, that reminds me actually. So this time
didn't even turn up. Go on, plug it.
This time tomorrow, Problem Being and I, and you too, if you want, if anyone shows up, going to be on my channel talking more and more Gina Carano, but in the context of
because we'll know, won't we, tomorrow?
Plus, we'll be talking about other people talking about Gina Carano. And thus my disdain for all humanity. So lots of comedy there.
Is it going to be after or before the Daily Wire interview?
During.
During. No, I would imagine it'll be after, won't it?
I don't know.
Should we do a watch party for it?
Yeah, that's a good. What time is it on GMT?
No idea. You'll have to find out.
You'll have to look that up.
Your show. It's not my show. It's your show.
Ooh, well, it's my show. So you're the researcher. I'm the big host. I just do the talking. Right, we're doing it live. We're doing it when I say so at short notice. This time, roughly 24 hours from now. You're
going to have to be on your egg game tomorrow, mate. You know that.
Yeah, and that's assuming Problem shows up and Brown isn't going against me.
No, I'll be there.
And then I've still got Light Club to think about.
I'm definitely in because Trev's not around tomorrow anyway because I'm available.
Oh, good. We can have some real fun.
Yeah, we can have some real fun. As I said,
Trev? We want to see you in the chat, but not on the show.
I'll just say to the guys at home, thanks for taking the time to pop in.
That's the one.
We'll be around tomorrow then on Spot Me Cox.
Doing bollocks. Channel. Spot Me Bollocks.
So, look out for that. Matthew, thanks for coming on, mate.
You're welcome. Always a pleasure. Never a chore.
Nice.
It's a shame some of the guests didn't turn up, but I think we just about pulled it off.
Let it go.
Pulled it off.
Bollocks. Bollocks to everyone. Bollocks to everything.
Okay, guys. So I'll just say, I think what we've learned is everybody needs to revisit Bottom, Hotel Paradiso.
And have some sleep.
Definitely.
God damn it. Get some sleep, troops.
Sleep is very, very underrated. So
boring,
yeah.
but you know, what else are you going to do while you're asleep?
Well, if you can, sleep with someone. Just go give me a call. In fact, don't even give me a call from the airport. You know, I like surprises. Actually,
Yeah,
not the
sleep.
airport. I can't be on. Give me a call from the taxi.
Sleep just
All right,
affects
cheers, love.
everything.
Exactly.
We'll play the outro, and hopefully, boys and girls, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Bye.
Bye.